The solid-state drives that we commonly see nowadays, namely the ones with M.2 interface, were originally designed to be used on the motherboards of PC desktop computers. The power consumption of these hard drives is designed based on the M.2 interface on the computer motherboard, so there will be no situation of insufficient power consumption. However, when the hard drive is placed inside a hard drive enclosure and then connected to the computer through a USB data transfer interface, it will be affected by the power supply situation of the USB interface. For some USB interfaces that are of older designs or have relatively low specifications, their power supply capabilities are unable to drive hard drives with relatively high power consumption. Therefore, hard drive enclosures with an independent power supply function have emerged as the times require. Similar to household appliances, hard drives also have specific power requirements. When these requirements aren't met, interruptions may occur, and the drive may fail to operate. Therefore, it's essential to understand whether your device's power supply can meet the hard drive's power consumption needs. This is a key consideration when choosing a hard drive that suits your needs. So next, we need to figure out what the USB protocols of the interfaces of our computers, tablets, and mobile phones are, because the corresponding protocols have their usual power supply specifications. Currently, the common classifications of USB protocols are as follows: USB 2.0, USB 3.0, USB 3.2 Gen 2 and USB 4. Under normal circumstances, their corresponding power supply output specifications are as follows. The power output of USB 2.0 is 2.4 watts, both USB 3.0 and USB 3.2 Gen 2 are 4.5 watts, and USB 4 is 15 watts. Note, the above refers to the normal situation. For special cases, please consult the official website of the computer equipment to obtain the accurate interface output power supply specifications. Apart from the USB protocols, there is another type of transmission port, that is, the Thunderbolt transmission port, which is commonly seen on MacBooks. When connected to a Thunderbolt 3 protocol or a higher output port, it supports a maximum power output of 15 watts. So, how can we determine which USB transmission interface protocol a computer uses? Firstly, you can distinguish by the color of the ports on the back of the PC motherboard. The protocol adopted by the black and white USB-A interfaces is USB 2.0. The USB-A protocol for green and blue colors is USB 3.0. Please note that this only applies under general circumstances and only when the USB logo SS is marked on the interface. The protocol adopted by the green and red USB-A interfaces is USB 3.2 Gen 2. Please note that this applies only under normal circumstances and when the USB logo SS10 is marked on the interface. Please note that, under special circumstances, the color of the interface may not represent the protocol specifications. It is recommended to consult the official manufacturer of the device to obtain more accurate USB protocol information. Additionally, please note that the general interfaces on the front of the computer case are usually USB 2.0 interfaces, and their output voltages are relatively low. Therefore, when using a high-power hard drive, it is advisable to connect it to the USB 3.2 Gen 2 interface on the motherboard at the back of the case, or use a hard drive enclosure with an independent power supply to ensure that the hard drive can obtain a stable power supply. Secondly, you can query the interface protocol through the official websites of computers, tablets, and mobile phones. For example, query the motherboard interface information on the ASUS official website. Once you've confirmed the power output specifications of your computer's interface, the next step is to understand the power requirements of the hard drive, allowing you to choose the right drive and external enclosure. However, a hard drive's power requirements aren't labeled directly on the drive itself. You'll need to check the official website for this information. For example, Samsung's official website indicates that the maximum power consumption for their 990 Pro 2TB SSD can reach up to 8.5 watts. Thank you all for watching this video. See you next time.